Everybody, today we have with academic writing, second year academic writing, we talk about chapter 5, which is the logical division of ideas. In the previous chapters we talked about the different types of writing. For example, we have narrative writing, descriptive writing, how to write your paragraph according to the type of writing you want to write to your readers. So within these types of writing, we have how to divide your ideas logically. The process of dividing or sequencing your ideas is very important, the process of writing, because it leads the reader to imagine exactly what you say or what you describe, what you narrate, and so on. So in this chapter, the main points that we are going to talk about here: the logical division of ideas, coherence, using nouns and pronouns consistently, transition, signals, and some of the important points. So, the first one is the organization. Look, dear students, that how to organize your paragraph in a good way refers to the logical division of ideas pattern. This is very important. So, for example, in a chapter or in a paragraph, if I want to talk about a set of reasons, group of qualities, collection of principles, okay, I have to sequence them correctly in a logical way that leads the reader not to interrupt the reader in his thinking about these reasons or features or principles and so on. So sometimes we have within the first paragraph, for example, more than one type or one kind, one classification. Okay, maybe we have reasons, kinds, types, advantages, and so on and so forth. So this means that we don't mix between them. I mention a reason, and then I mention a kind or type, and then I return again to refer to another reason, and so on. It's a matter of mixing things together. This is not possible in writing because it will be difficult for the listener to process the information given by the reader. So, this is what we talk about as logical division. It means that we make sequence, order, logical order for things in writing. So, if we have, for example, this sentence, a good boss has 3 qualities. Let us suppose that this is the topic sentence of the paragraph. Okay, you know that we have the other technique in writing paragraph, which is the supporting sentences that give details about the topic sentence. So now imagine that if the sentence is a good boss has 3 qualities, so the supporting sentences should mention what are these qualities. Okay, so you have to mention 3 qualities for the boss. Okay, so there are 4 main styles of Chinese food. So in the supporting sentences, we have to mention what are these 4 main types of food, Chinese food. Okay, now the first step is to list reasons, things, qualities, characteristics one by one. Okay, and don't mix between the different classifications or points in the paragraph. Okay, so now if I want to present the first reason, the first quality, and the second quality, and the third quality, I require certain expressions or words in order to write these reasons. So I tend or move to use these such expressions. I say the first reason, and then I mention the reason. The second reason, I mention the second reason. The third reason, and you see, in order to give indication or lead the reader that this is the first reason, this is the second reason, and so on. Or you have types: the first type, the second type, the third type, the first advantage, the second advantage, the final advantage. Or between sentences within the paragraph, I say the first reason. Okay, the second one, I don't say the second, I can say in addition. Or I say furthermore, also, moreover. So these words and expressions lead or are used as indicators to refer to the list of things. Okay, so this happens, I will say, in the supporting sentences that we discuss the single points or each point. Okay, so within these reasons or qualities or features that we mention in the supporting sentences, sometimes we require to support what we say. For example, if in the first reason, I require to give evidence in order to support what I say. So I here, for example, to give an example, okay, an argument or citation, and so forth. So again, here, within the reason, I mention this example. In order to mention the example, I need another word or expression in order to introduce the example. So I say, for example, they want to touch. Okay, so this answer support. Here the example support or is used as evidence to support the first reason. Okay, so now you have to mention reasons. For example, of course, qualities, features. Within each reason, we may give evidence. Okay, so this is on one way. On the other hand, we have you mention the reasons, so you say the first reason, the second reason, third reason, and so on and so forth. Within the reason, you want to mention an evidence. For example, you say, for example, for instance, and so on and so forth. Okay. After the supporting sentences, we have the concluding sentence. Okay, at the end of the paragraph, you have to give a concluding sentence. Okay, you have to summarize the idea and give what is the result about the topic sentence. Again, here we have certain expressions or words that we use in order to indicate the concluding sentence. So we say, for example, for all these reasons, to sum up in a brief. Okay, so here in general we have concerning the logical division of ideas. If you have more than one idea in the same paragraph, or it is one main idea, for example, I have an idea about the reasons for doing something. This is one idea. I want to talk about the types of this thing, so this is another idea. The features, this is the third idea. So when I come to discuss them, I discuss the first idea, which is concluding the ideas, the reasons. How many reasons? We have 3 reasons, so I have to mention all these 3 reasons. Then I move to talk about the second idea, which is, let us say, the types. If I have 4 types, I should complete all these types, and then I move to the third idea. Good. So this is the logical division of ideas. Within each idea, when I mention the types, I tend to use certain expressions or words. For example, the first, the second, the third, and so on and so forth. At the end of the paragraph, I have to give a concluding idea or concluding sentence. Again, here I have certain words or expressions to indicate the concluding sentence. So for example, I say, in a brief, to sum up, and so on, so final, and so forth. We have different words. Okay, now, this is in general. What do we have within? This is not all the story about how to write your ideas logically in a paragraph, but we have other things. For example, we talk about other features that we talk about how to achieve texture within the paragraph and so on. We talk about coherence. Okay, right now we summarize how to divide your logical ideas in a paragraph, and next lecture we are going to talk about how to connect or relate the paragraph together by means of coherence and unity of the paragraph. Thank you very much.